Hi, I'm Phoenix Adonai. Today I would like to talk more about ascension, and so it will be kind of a medley of different things. As human, we had to, survive. We were in restriction. We were in limitation, which is masculine energy. And masculine energy is uniqueness. It's the truth. It's freedom. It's choosing one direction that is yours. And masculine can be sacred or not, because you have to choose. And this is considering that there is no bad choice, because what we are experiencing now, it's that making choice. So it's contraction to discover what we don't want or what we want, which are our true self. And I want to say that because we are about to experiment a great flash, or some great flash. We don't know exactly what that means. And like I said, that's not my first ascension or the first ascension of my soul, but that doesn't make a difference, because it's always different. It's always unique. And when I say I did more than one, that's what I explained the last time. It's like, I don't know how many, but not many, This is rare. And what I want to point out, it's that God is the absolute that we are in. It's consciousness. And we are tiny part of God that experiment consciousness. That's the point of us being individuals. And what I was explaining before, and the point of me explaining alchemy at all, is to make peace with what we are experimenting, to be able to discover our consciousness. And what I'm saying is not that I want you to say, oh yeah, she's right, what she's saying, that's what I think. No. I want to make you think about yourself and find your own point of view. Find your own perspective, where you are at. Maybe you don't understand a thing of what I'm saying, but then just understand this. God is first and foremost feminine, because feminine is creation. It's the power of creation. And this is love, unconditional. Unconditional meaning there is no condition, of course. There is no maybe or if. No condition. So you cannot do wrong. And if you consider that you are doing wrong, or if everyone around you consider you are doing wrong, or if you are feeling you are doing wrong because you live a painful life, fearful and painful, you kind of then go at the opposite of love, because when you experiment fear and pain, it's because you are going in the opposite of love. You are going into non-love. So in a way, you are kind of doing wrong. But doing wrong serve to find how to do good. And this is all like that because it's just an experiment, an experience. It's information. And we all, anything you do, you always will do wrong before you do good. When you learn to read, you don't know how to read before you know. So you don't know before you know. So you do wrong before you do right. That's what it is. So, there is no mistake. But we are trained in competition. So there's just one winning and all the rest are losers. So that's the wrong thing, really. And it's not so wrong, but it's the experiment of saying like, no, I'm still learning, I can still have it. I can always still have it. So consider again another example. Okay, if you would have, suppose you really love chocolate cake, so you have your favorite chocolate cake every day, all the time, and you will get fed up with that chocolate cake. You will be fed up to the point that you will not be able to see it, even if it's your favorite. Like, it's the confirmation. Like, somebody is like just honking. So that's what it is. You have to experiment what you don't want or experiment something else. Maybe it's not something that you don't want, but it's just different. And we are going into very different because we were stuck. That's why it was so painful. That's why our societies don't work. And that's why also the patriarchy was first and foremost before feminine for so long. That's not possible because feminine is always first. Everything comes from feminine. Feminine is creation. It's the power of the universe. It's, truth exists in love, unconditional love, which is feminine. Truth will be masculine. So everything comes from love, which is the power of the universe. And when I say feminine and masculine, we are all both feminine and masculine. The fact that you have a physical gender is only what you came here to embody, to fix in that fixed experience that we are living in, that low frequency. So now we have to move over our limitations. And that's why the energy gets so intense, is to make us move forward. And now it's going to get very intense. But what I want to say is that the way we used to see our life was extremely limited and most of the time false. And that was to make us go further, to say, that doesn't make any sense. But we didn't, because we were stuck. It was like very oppressive, and we were all traumatizing ourselves again and again and staying stuck because we didn't know how to move on. And that's what I'm trying to explain. It's how to move on, to see a different perspective. But first, one thing very important I want to say is that justice is peace. So God is only love. So in ascension, we could say, like, for example, in the biblical text, ascension is called apocalypse. But it used to have this like da 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 gloom and doom. But it is in a way because it's like nothing's working anymore. We have to change. Go. Change. So it's forceful, it's intense, and it's crashing, blah, blah, blah. It's the end. It's a finish. It's a finish line. But considering its justice, true justice, meaning the absolute that is justice, because justice is not what we experiment in our material world. This is just limited. This is not justice because we don't find peace in that justice. You know, if someone get punished, this is not peace. There's one of you know, anybody who get aggressive or do bad, it's because they need to exteriorate that aggressivity. So then they get punished to try to express their hurt and pain. Doesn't make any sense. This is not peace, you know. That's not justice. So justice, true justice, is love, unconditional. It's balance, it's peace, true peace. So this is God. So the apocalypse is the return to that peace. So that's what we are experiencing. Those solar flash will be the return to peace. So now we have to go and like, what do we want? What is peace for us? That's what we have to think about. So it's joyous. It's fantastical. It's amazing. We are going to peace. We are going to paradise. So I want you to really think about that. God, the true creator, which it's easier for us to understand than the goddess, but at the same time they are both. Like my name, the name I'm giving myself, because that's not my true name, is Phoenix Adonai, meaning the rebirth of Adonai from the fire. The phoenix, the symbol of that mythological creature. But Adonai is God. It's an old name for God, but that name for God was meaning one, but one in both goddess and God at the same time, feminine and masculine. That doesn't differentiate. And that's what's happening now. Everything needs to come back to place. And we need to understand that there is no superiority between masculine and feminine. Would that be embodied individual, or inside ourselves? We have to find that balance, and it's coming from unconditional love that we have to discover, understand, and experiment in the truth of ourselves. So thank you. I wish you amazing upcoming paradise. And blessings. Thank you. Love you.